Another thrilling game went down in the Western Conference Final between the Warriors and the Rockets. A little bit sloppy, lots of turnovers on both sides of the ball, but the Warriors still came out on top and now lead the series 2-0. Here with me now is expert analyst Dave Golikoff to give his top picks on the game. Dave, the Rockets are down 2-0, and not to just anyone, they're down to the Golden State Warriors. Teams with home court advantage going up 2-0 have won 94% of the time in the Western Conference Finals. That's a stat from CBS Sports. What will the Rockets need to do to accomplish two back-to-back victories on their home court and tie up the series, Dave?
Well, they just need to play a little bit better because, they're not getting blown out. They lost the first two games, very narrow margins. So they're close, but they need a couple things to go better. They need to play a little bit better defense as you take a look at the numbers. And the Warriors shot 53% in Game 2. That's not good enough for the Rockets. They're not going to win many games this series, even though Game 2 is close. If the Warriors are shooting 53%, they're probably splitting in Houston. The other thing is really what gave the Rockets a charge in the second round was their role players. Josh Smith, Corey Brewer, Jason Terry, Trevor Ariza. These are all guys that shot well below 50%. In game number 2, Josh Smith, 5 of 17. He's obviously cooled off in the third round. Trevor Ariza, 3 of 8. He usually does better. Corey Brewer, 1 of 5. We've heard the stats. These guys all play better at home. They have to play better at home. It can't just be the James Harden show. That's actually, I think, what the Warriors want. So as long as the other role players play a bit better, the defense plays a bit better, they can definitely win Game 3.
And Dave, I said this before Game 3 in another video that the Rockets could definitely cover a 10-point spread. That was just easy money. But now the line has dropped to just 1 point, even a pick-em in some sports books. Now, granted, that could definitely be because the Warriors will be playing on the road in this one. Houston has home court advantage for the first time in the series. Dave, do you think the Rockets could cover?
I do think the Rockets can cover, as do some of our YouTube commenters. D. Youngston, 2310. Had the Rockets plus all the points in game number 2. He even took them on the money line, which was not a bad pick. Not a winner, obviously, but it looked like it had a really good chance down the stretch. Look, there's a couple things here. I personally think that Golden State can play better than what they've shown. It seems like we see in spurts what happens when they really turn it up a notch. Early in Game 2, they were up by double digits. And then they start to turn over the basketball, play sloppy, and that lets the Rockets back in it. We saw at the end of both games too. They had near double-digit leads. They had a double-digit lead at the end of Game 1. Turnover, sloppy performance lets the Rockets back in it. Just with minutes to go. Same thing in Game number 2. The Rockets were up, I believe, 8 or 9. And the same thing happened. So I think if the Rockets clean up the turnovers, some of these games might not even be that close. But I think my play for Game 2 is the under. I do kind of like the Rockets in Game 3, but I'm concerned that they're a 1-point dog. I think that just the fact that the Rockets are a 1-point favorite in Houston, it deters me. I know it's a weird thing to say just based on that line, but it shows that the Rockets are not really on the same level, even though the games have looked like that. So I'm going to go with the under. Both games have gone under the numbers so far. That's why we see a huge drop in the total for Game 3. Game 2 opened 220, Game 3 216.5. But you take a look at the performances. Both teams know they have to play defense to win. These aren't the regular season matchups that we've seen between these teams with huge finals. So I think under is the play to go here, and I think we're going to see another game around 100 points for each team, but not much higher. So under is what I'm going with.
All right, guys, you heard it first from SBR's expert analyst, Dave Golikoff. Take the under here, and don't forget to let us know who you're backing in the game. Give us your picks, your questions, your comments. Find me or Dave on Twitter as well. But, of course, for all the top selections and predictions on the NBA Conference Finals, you got to keep it locked right here with us at Sportsbook Review.